Hi everybody, you're probably in Miss Simmons' class, so this is basically just an extra, studying tool, I guess I could say, to help you with long division if you need it. So I'm basically just going to go over the 4 questions that we did during class today, which is September 14th, 2020, and yeah, so I'm going to help you guys, I guess, kind of understand it a little bit better, write it out so everybody can understand. So first things first, we're going to begin with the equation itself, which is x cubed plus 5x squared plus 9x plus 9 divided by x plus 3. So the number that's going to be our divisor is going to be x plus 3. So we're going to make our little division symbol. What is this called? I don't know what it's called. We're going to put x plus 3 as the divisor. And then we're going to go ahead and put our number that's being divided into. So 3x cubed plus 5x squared plus 9x plus 9. So we usually just want to focus on the first 1 or 2. So because there's 2 numbers as our divisor, then whatever we're going to put up here is going to be divided, or it's going to be multiplied by this number. So we have x cubed. Right now we have x plus 3. So how do we make x plus 3? Or for starters, we're mostly going to look at the x. How can we make x into x cubed? What can we multiply? Well, we know that when we multiply 2 numbers with exponents, the exponents then are added together. So we're going to multiply by x squared. So x squared times the divisor, which would be x plus 3, times x squared. X times x squared is x to the third. 3 times x squared would be 3x squared. So now we're going to do opposite of what the signs are. So we're going to subtract. We're going to subtract we're going to subtract x cubed, and this positive is now going to become negative. So you're going to subtract x cubed and 3x squared. These two cancel out, and then we are left with positive 5x squared minus 3x squared, which would then equal 2x squared. We're going to bring down one variable, so we have 9x, and now we're going to focus on what times the divisor would equal 2x squared. Well, we know that when we multiply 2 numbers with exponents with the same variable, then you add the exponents. So we're going to do positive 2. 2x times x would equal 2x squared. 3 times 2x would equal 6x. So now we have to subtract. So we would change the signs, so it would be negative 2x squared and negative 6x. We know that these two cancel out, and now we have 9x minus 6x, which equals 3x. We're going to bring down the final number. We have plus 9. Now, what times the divisor would equal 3x? Just 3. So we would add 3. 3 times x would equal 3x. 3 times 3 would equal positive 9. We're going to subtract, so we're going to change the signs. And now we both know that these both cancel out, and we have a remainder of 0. So what is our quotient in the end? We have x squared plus 2x plus 3. Alright, so moving on, we're going to move on to question number 2. Our equation is 2x to the 4th minus 15x to the 3rd plus 19x squared minus 9x plus 19. It's going to be divided by x minus 6. So let's go ahead and plug this into our divisor and our dividend. So we have x minus 6. Let's do our little number thingy. 2x to the 4th minus 15x cubed plus 19x squared minus 9x plus 19. Now I know this seems really long and super scary, but I promise you it's not. It's the same exact thing like the first one. It's just a little bit longer, hence why it's called long division. So we're going to start with the first number. We have 2x to the fourth. What times the divisor would equal 2x to the fourth? As we remember from the last question, any number with the same variable with exponents, you add the exponents together. So 2x to the third. Now if we do x times 2x to the third, you get 2x to the fourth. If we do negative 6, now we have to pay attention to the sign. Negative 6 times 2x to the third, then we get negative 12x to the third. Now we're going to subtract, which means we change our signs. This positive 2x to the fourth now becomes negative, and this negative 12x to the third now becomes positive. So these two cancel out, and we're going to add 12x to the third to negative 15x to the third, which negative plus a positive, if the negative is larger, it'll stay a negative. So it's going to be negative 3x to the third. Now we're going to bring down this next number. So you have negative 3x to the third plus 19x to the second. Moving on, we're going to figure out what would equal, or what times the divisor would equal negative 3x to the third. Now because this is a positive, we need a negative number. We remember that anything with the same variable that has an exponent, you must add the exponents together. So we're going to do 3x to the second. Negative 3x to the second times 6, then equals negative 3x to the third. Negative 3x to the second times negative 6 now equals positive 18x to the second. Now we're going to subtract, and we change our signs. Negative now becomes positive, and positive now becomes negative. These two cancel out, and positive 19x squared minus 18x squared would just equal x squared. We're going to bring down the next number, which is negative 9x. So minus 9x. Our next number should be a positive number since there is no negative here. So we know it's a positive. What number times the divisor would equal this? We can do just x. So x times x would equal x squared. X times negative 6 would equal negative 6x. We're going to subtract, so we change our signs. We have negative x squared, positive 6x. These two cancel out. Negative 9x plus 6x equals negative 3x. We're going to bring down our final number, which is positive 19. Now this number has to be a negative since this has a negative sign. So we're going to subtract. What times that would equal this? It would just be 3. So negative 3 times x would equal negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 6. Negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 6 would equal positive 18. Now we have to change our sign, so this would become positive and this would become negative. These two cancel out, and you're left with a remainder of 1. Now for our quotient, what do you do with the remainder? So let's first write out our top part that we have here left of the quotient. We have 2x to the third minus 3x squared plus x minus 3. If you're left with a positive remainder, then you would put a plus, you put the remainder on top, and below you would put what your divisor was. So it would be 1 over x minus 6, and this is your quotient.